More than half of the CEOs that I know build a vision as if they're writing a comic book. It's total fantasy. It's a dream, but it's not tactical. It's not measured and calculated. And if you want to get to the next level, you're going to need your vision to get out of the clouds and start becoming planted as a tactical roadmap to your next level. In 2018, I was part of an accelerator program based in Baltimore, Maryland. I had a young startup. We had converted from a nonprofit, pulled out the assets, and started a venture-backed organization. In the process of that, we learned a lot about building a vision. Building a vision is exciting, it's captivating, it's motivational, and can connect a lot of people to an idea. As much as I loved building a vision, the way I built a vision then could not withstand what a vision needs to do. And all that I got out of that vision session at the time, though I was excited and motivated, and the entire team was a decorated display of what I wanted in the long run. It did not create any awareness to the roadmap to that destination. I never learned how to make vision real. I only learned how to sell this idea that I was trying to create, which was very important in raising capital, but it wasn't very helpful when it came time to execute. Vision for most of us is like painting on a canvas what we want: the car, the house, the revenue, the team. And I love that. And I think it's really important that you sit down and build a vision. What is more important, though, is that your vision becomes a tactical roadmap for you, for your business, for your team, for your hiring. Without a tactical roadmap, you're going to be guessing week over week, day over day. You're going to open your laptop, you're going to be reactive and only able to see 3 feet in front of you, meaning that you'll make choices in the now versus in the long run. And whenever you play the short game, you end up off track. You can ask me how I know this. I can just tell you from experience shortly that vision is a missing link in your ability to grow and scale as an entrepreneur, as a leader, and potentially as a human being with family, friends, relationships, adventure, and health and fitness on your mind. If vision was taught to you different, I guarantee you, you would spend way more time on it. And the reason you're not spending time on it is because the only way you've seen it painted is as a dream Candyland example and a motivational poster on the wall. Once you see that vision can be a strategic edge, there are a few categories that will help you mobilize this fast. And I want to give you a compelling reason to work on your vision today. If you haven't, I want you to listen to our podcast that was recently launched on culture, because culture and vision share something in common. Most people build culture to be about feelings. Most people build vision to be about feelings. And if you listen to that podcast, what you'll learn about is the action orientation, the standardization of culture is really important. The feelings don't matter. The feelings might be a great place to start. Same with vision, but they don't actually help with the doing or the operating of your business. What is important is that you are building a vision that allows for clear action and clear decision making. There are 4 categories that I want to talk to you about that your vision should outline. So get your pen and paper. Let's dive in. When you build a vision, it should outline these 4 things very deliberately. Let me give you an example of what it means to have a deliberate vision. If I said to you, my vision is to be healthy with a 6-pack and massive arms, that is a great feeling. I can identify how I feel, the emotions, the strength that comes with that. What that doesn't tell me is how I experience that, what I have to do to maintain that, and what actions are correlated with the feelings. So if I just make the vision the outcome, I haven't actually identified the process, and the process is how you get the outcome. So when you write vision, the way that we might write something better is instead of saying I'm healthy and fit, I have a 6-pack and strong arms, instead I might say I'm at the gym regularly. Can you see that? I eat healthy meals 3 times a day. Can you see that? I have a gallon of water every day. I go to bed at a regular time and really prioritize my sleep. Can you see that? Do you now understand that vision, if I say it that way, it helps me make choices. It helps me identify what choices to make. So the areas that we want to pay attention to in your business vision specifically are these four. The first is your org chart. Most people write a vision and they talk about the business holistically. They don't actually break down the org chart, the roles, the responsibilities, the individual personalities on the team. And for you to have a successful business where you are not in the weeds, where you are not the operational manager, you're instead the visionary, you're going to need to outline what the org chart looks like in your vision, how you interact with people, how meetings work, how things function. That doesn't mean you have to have all the answers. I'm not suggesting that. I just want you to think ahead and look at how the organization looks. What roles exist in this vision so that you can begin working towards them? Then, in my opinion, you hire for the biggest problems and the things that are deficient, the things that are defunct in your business first. But you need to know the roadmap for how you hire. Number two, you'll need to know in your vision how your calendar looks. I want you to spend time outlining what your calendar looks like in your vision. So imagine zooming out really, really far. Imagine having all the success that you wanted. What are your priorities? What are the most important things? If you need help with what belongs on your calendar, I've got a great video that goes over the 4 meeting types that all CEOs need to have on their calendar to be able to grow and scale their business. You're in control of your calendar. Again, let's think about the fairy tale, right? I'm free. Everyone wants financial freedom. It's total bullshit to just say, I want financial freedom. It's a cop-out. You're not clear. You're not creating a decision. If you outline your calendar, if you say, this is when my day ends, this is how my day starts. Here's the morning routine. Here's the evening routine. Here's what kind of projects I want to work on. Here's the kind of team I want to manage. Here are the meetings that I attend. It sounds like overload. It really is so simple to ask. What do you want in a week, in a day with your team? And if you can start to think about your calendar this way, sit down and map it, get a giant piece of paper, get a big Post-it note, and start to write out what your priorities are in your calendar. Okay. Number 3. Where does your investing go? Now, look, I'm not suggesting that you have to do this with just money. This also might be your time. Think about how we perceive as CEOs money. We perceive money as energy. I can put it into a person. I can put it into a machine. I can put it into AI. I can put it into something that is designed to help me move towards my vision. The ability to understand what you're investing in is what makes you great and what makes you successful. Your ability to see something that no one else can see is important. So you also need to know where you're putting your investment. This might mean that you're investing in a house manager to make sure that you stay focused, or you're taking away responsibilities from your significant other at home. It might mean that you're investing in a personal trainer so you can get out of thinking when it comes to the gym and your health. It might mean that you need an executive assistant. But what kind of things are you investing in? There is certainly the financial part of that, your long-term wealth, the assets that you want to buy, all that, of course, that definitely belongs in here as well. But notice that if I think about investing, most sophisticated investors will tell you that what they have is a buy box. And the same thing exists in your business. What kind of things are you investing in your business? Are you investing in talent? Are you investing in mindset training, in leadership? Are you investing in AI learning, software? Are you putting in bots and strategic technology partners? Are you finding channel partners that can help you expand your reach? Are you investing in content and social media? What are you investing in your vision? Make it descriptive, make it discreet. And last but not least, I want you to outline your role and your leadership. I cannot tell you how important it is to outline your role and your leadership. Most very successful CEOs that go through our program find a gigantic pocket in their vision for this. And here's the reason why. Every CEO starts with the intention of having a great lifestyle. I'm one of them. If we started business for a better lifestyle, then we also started business not to work. as much as we did when we had a job, right? So we want this idea of working 20 hours a week, 30 hours a week, 35, 40 hours a week, right? Whatever makes us feel excited and driven to get to the destination, the vision that we have in mind. But when you get up there 3 years from now, when you have the team, when you have delegated, when you have structure in place, what do you do? And how are you needed? How do you help? How do you lean in? What most people do is they say, I want to get out. And the problem with saying I want to get out is it doesn't create any clarity. It doesn't give us decisiveness. It just gives us the absence of it. Don't think of an elephant. Of course you're going to think of an elephant. Just like I don't want to work, puts you back into work mode. It's a treadmill. And instead, if you define what is your role, what does your leadership look like if you have only 30 hours a week? What do you do if you only have 30 hours a week? What are you responsible for? How do you develop your team? How do you make sure that your business is operating at a high level? If you determine that, your vision will start to have the X factor that most people don't have in their vision. That is a clear pathway and directional roadmap to how you scale out of operations and start to scale in to development. Every CEO at a very high level is a developer of talent. They support development, they inspire development, and they guide development. And your ability to do that depends on your vision. If you think about not having any day-to-day, how would you make sure your business is running? Would you check up on KPIs? Would you lean into people and ask them questions about how you can support them? Would you lean in to the relationship, take them out to lunch once a week? Would you send a thank you card to someone in the company twice a week? What are the things that you do at a successful vision? And if you look at these things, most CEOs bypass all of this and they just say, what's our revenue? How many people are on the team? What's our culture look like? More like feel like. What's our culture feel like? And how much do I have to work? And that doesn't help you guide decisions. If you know your org chart, if you understand what's happening in the future with your organization, if you know what roles you're aiming for, when you go to hire, you can not only attract great talent because you can tell them, here's where this role could grow, or later we're going to need a director for this, or the opportunity to expand is there. We want other districts to come online. That's all going to happen because of org chart. If you know your calendar, you're going to know what to say no to and what to say yes to. You're going to understand what kind of responsibilities can be temporary versus what can be long-term. Calendar is really important for you and how you get to soccer practice with your kids, or you hang out with the family on the weekends, or you have vacation, or you handle calls when work hours are on. You need to know what you want your calendar to look like in your vision. You know your buy box, what kind of things your business is investing in, programs, support, software, tech, platforms, all of these things, time, resources, energy. Your business cannot be wide and shiny object syndrome. Leaders are notorious for shiny object syndrome and pulling the whole fucking organization out of line with the vision because they're excited. They don't have a buy box. We need to have a buy box. And then last but not least, what is your role? What does your leadership look like? What do you, as a visionary, do to make the vision come to life if you're not the operational in the weeds manager? Most visions don't have this kind of gravity. They're just fluffy ideas and motivational posters on the wall that everyone gets to feel good about, but they don't drive decisions. If your vision is unclear, it will not give you a strategic roadmap. It's just going to be a feel-good statement that you use to attract people. And that will work for a long time. You can ask me how I know, but eventually you're going to get caught in the same trap. That trap is, I don't know how to get where I want to go. You didn't build it, didn't write the vision in a way that allows you to track to it. So if you're not clear on your vision, if you don't understand these 4 things in your vision, send me a message, get on Instagram, drop me a comment, send me a DM on Facebook, go to our website, living.vision, send us a note, book a clarity call. You got so many options to make your vision better. We'll help you. And we'll make sure that you are so flippin' clear, your strategic roadmap for the business is outlined, your personal roadmap is outlined, that you can move faster, scale, and 10x your whole life with incredible velocity. It's time to stop pretending that your motivational, inspirational vision is working. Time to start getting clear. Thanks for tuning in. Subscribe below.